Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Christine and I'm super excited because today I get to show you my new pattern, the Vandam dress and top. So if you didn't know, all of my patterns are named after streets in New York City. So Vandam is a street in downtown New York, and so that's the name of the pattern. It comes in a top version as well as the dress. The dress is meant to be worn with a belt at the waist, and the top you can either wear with a belt or tucked in or loose. You can wear the dress loose as well. If you know me, you know I love a little bit of upper arm coverage. You'll see this in my Mercer top, my Ludlow romper, the Essex dress, the Hudson top. I love sleeveless garments but that are also just have a little bit of coverage here in my arm, like my armpit area. So this pattern is no different. We have just a little bit of upper arm coverage with this really cute flange on the armhole covering. It also has a slightly wider neck. So this is a bias cut neckband, and it's just about 5/8 of an inch wide. And both the neckband and the armband are both cut on the bias. So you kind of get this nice fit to both. And of course we have the gathered yoke. The yoke is all one piece, so we don't have any shoulder seam on the yoke. And you have the option of doing like a nice top stitching around here and also in the back of the yoke. The yoke is self-lined, and so you actually cut two of the yokes, and so the inside is all lined. I'll show you. And then the back has an invisible zipper closure. So this is my first pattern with a zipper, and it just needed a zipper. I try to avoid zippers as much as possible, but this one really asked me for a zipper. So this is the inside, is all finished. So there's no raw edges on the yoke. It is self-lined, I guess you would say. And so then you also have the option to do top stitching along the flange there, or you can slip stitch it from inside. I think, yeah, this top I did just, with a slip stitch inside, so you don't have any top stitching, because this is a viscose, which we'll talk about fabrics here in just a minute. The dress does have side seam pockets, which are obviously a must for a dress. The length of the top hits just below your hip, and the dress is just right above the knees. So you have a nice generous length that you can hem. In the instructions, I do recommend trying your dress on with a belt before you hem it. I have given you a generous length of hem, and so you can hem it either as it is, like to the knee, or even just a little shorter above the knee. But I do recommend trying it on with a belt before you hem, because the belt will kind of pull up. It will pull it in and up just a bit. So let's talk about fabrics. So these two versions I've done in a viscose challis. This one is from Minerva. I'll link it below. It has these kind of mythical Gothic creatures, but from afar, I think it looks really, I just loved the print. And in viscose challis, it is so drapey and kind of bohemian as well. I think this top really, because of the print, I actually got this viscose challis at my local fabric store, and I love styling this to kind of have like a hippie sort of 70s kind of boho vibe, and the viscose challis really helps that style come through. This style, as kind of the hippie style, I think is really cute without a belt, but it's also very cute belted as well. And the viscose challis really gives you that flowy, beautiful look. I will say it's ever so slightly tricky to sew, just because it is rather slippery, and when it comes to doing the back zipper detail. So one of the things that I note in the pattern instructions is to be very careful or very mindful with your seam allowance on either side of your back as you attach the skirt to your yoke, because this, you want to make sure your seam allowances are as even as possible, or as accurate as possible so that they line up together when you install your invisible zipper. So with the viscose, it gets a little slippery back there, but it does, it just takes a little bit of extra pinning, maybe a little bit of basting, and it sews up so beautifully and obviously really, really nice to wear. If you're looking for an easier sewing experience, I would definitely recommend sewing this pattern in a cotton poplin. It's such a joy to sew because cotton poplin is really easy to manage. The gathers come together really nicely. On this one, I did the top stitching, which really was so beautiful. It's really nice and easy to get a beautiful finish on the back. Look at those beautiful gathers. This is actually a fabric from Minerva. It has just a really subtle polka dot. Isn't that so cute? And I love this as an alternative to a crisp white button-down shirt. This is kind of the summer version of that. Nice and crisp and fun. You can also pair a necklace with this style, which we'll talk about styling here in a minute. And then this one that I'm wearing is actually made from a vintage sheet. So I had found this at the market and I just loved the print. I thought it was kind of 80s with these geometric type of prints. So I just whipped it up into a dress and I love it. I love the softness of the cotton. I love the print. I will probably get a different belt. I just have a kind of like a rope wrapped around, which I would love to get some kind of maybe like an actual straw belt or something to kind of carry through that kind of casual, vintage, almost like market vibe. The third fabric I want to show you is a taffeta. So I found this fabric for $1.99 a meter at my local fabric store, and I couldn't pass it up for that price. And I really wanted to test the pattern in a fabric that was stiff. And I actually love the way it turned out. I really do love it. It actually came together as much more of an evening, elegant party look. So this is a taffeta. It was quite slippery to sew with, I will tell you that. But you can see the back finished with the invisible zipper. I will say one of the details to mention is the back collar. I like having it open as it is, but you could fasten this with a hook and eye, which would help keep that collar together. I prefer it open. I don't know why, it's just what I like, but I do include in the instructions how to finish that with a hook and eye. I just prefer mine without. But this taffeta is really interesting. I'm so glad that I made it in this fabric. And now you can really see all the way from a viscose for a very flowy kind of bohemian look to cotton with a little bit more of an everyday, a little bit more structured, all the way to a heavier, more structured fabric, which gives you even more of that structured, kind of elegant type of a look. A couple other fabrics on deck that I would love to make this dress out of. This one is just a silky in this polka dot. So I thought that this would make a gorgeous one. You can kind of see it's not quite as soft as a viscose challis. It has just a little bit more structure to it. And I just loved the polka dots. I thought that was going to be such a beautiful one. Also, you might have seen this red one in my fabric haul video. This is definitely on deck to make one. This has a little bit more weight than a viscose, but it's quite lightweight in that red. Then I have this cotton poplin. It's actually a quilting cotton, which I think would make a beautiful dress. So this is a quilting cotton that I thought would make a really, really cute one. And then finally, I have an old tablecloth that is made of chambray that is a little bit heavier than a cotton poplin. So it would kind of be in the taffeta look, a little bit more voluminous, I would say. And this is just a tablecloth that I thought would make a lovely one. Definitely, I love denim, and I think this dress would work beautifully in a lightweight denim or a chambray as well, which is kind of what I'm getting with this tablecloth. So when it comes to styling your Vandam dress or top, get ready to pull out your belt collection and highlight your favorite belt. I also love the top tucked into a pair of high-waisted denim jeans. I think that's a really fun way to wear it. The top would also be very chic with a wide-legged trouser type of pant. The other thing that I love is pairing your dress with a chunky necklace. So I'm going to be careful not to catch my microphone here. So if you have a chunky necklace that you love to highlight, I think this dress gives you a really great kind of palette to really feature a beautiful necklace, as well as any statement earrings. So if you have some earrings that really are kind of the focal point of your outfit, I feel like it's a really great opportunity to highlight those as well. Well, maybe not with the necklace and the earrings, but earrings or the necklace, I think is a really fun way to add a little pizzazz to your dress. So I would definitely say this pattern is more of a advanced beginner, intermediate. So just because of the invisible zipper application, it makes it just a little bit more of a challenging sew, which I love. And I'm happy to share that the pattern is 25% off now through Sunday. And I'll drop the link in the description box below, as well as links to this white cotton, as well as this viscose challis that I got from Minerva in the description box. So I'd love to hear what you think of the pattern in the comments below. Feel free to hit the like button on your way out, and I will see you soon with another video. All right, bye.